vice president just cannot seem to shake her radical instincts. Take a look at your screen. Now, this is what grocery shopping looked like with price controls. That's the former Soviet Union. Remember, they were waiting for bread and bread lines and toilet paper and empty shelves and hungry people with sunken eyes. Here is the cold, hard, simple truth. Farmers, suppliers, distributors, other businesses
profit deal
do not operate at a loss. That is not capitalism. They either eventually go out of business or they move to another country. And the supply chain in the country where they're having those things dries up. But when the Soviet Union got rid of price controls and let the market determine the cost, well, food returned to the shelves, the bread lines disappeared. Now, if she goes the route of weaponizing the DOJ to go after food companies and manufacturers, think for a second. What do you think they're going to have to do? They will hire lawyers. Now, they're not going to hire cheap lawyers. They're going to hire lawyers from the top law firms in the country. They're very expensive. And they will spend millions and millions of dollars defending themselves. And likely they're going to win. And guess who's going to pay for the lawyers? Consumers. You will, in the form of higher prices. But sadly, no one in the Harris campaign seems to understand history or economics. Now, tomorrow, Kamala's announcing a proposal to go after grocery stores for, quote, price gouging. After more than 3 years in office without a plan to bring down inflation, lying that it was only transitory, after actually causing the inflation, the best Kamala could come up with is what? Marxism, socialism, statism, I don't know, basically communism. And I'll let this be a warning. Kamala is either the single most radical person to ever run for president of our country, or she's the dumbest person in politics. We'll decide. Either way, if all Americans, I am convinced, if they fully understand the scope of her radical, extreme, dangerous agenda, if they see what is happening and she is hiding on purpose, she will lose in a landslide. Take a look at this
Absolutely.
by John McLaughlin and the Media Research Center. It's very revealing. Now, they did interviews with 1,200 Democrats and independent Biden voters. The vast majority are almost completely unaware of any of her real, very radical positions. Look at this. A whopping 86%.
Of course not. Democrats are stupid.
Don't know about her plan to let death row inmates vote. 81% don't know that she supported the elimination of private health insurance. 78% didn't know about
very uninformed people.
Minnesota bail fund. You know, after the police precinct was burned to the ground 4 days later, 77% are unaware she wanted to abolish ICE and compared them to the KKK. Nearly 75% don't know about her proposal to decriminalize illegal immigration, and that would include, by the way, free housing, health care, and education, or her support for the Green New Deal, $93 trillion, a monstrosity that would bankrupt this country. Or do they know about her calls to defund the police? Over 70% unaware that Harris barely ever visited the border. Just one time, El Paso, not a point where it was in contention and where action was at the time. She stayed for a whopping 15 minutes. She didn't bother to go near Eagle Pass or any other hotspot, but she's never been to Europe either. Now, of course, this was a huge responsibility for Vice President Harris early in the administration. She was supposed to find the root cause of mass illegal immigration, and she was given the task to fix the crisis. That obviously never happened. In fact, the crisis only got worse in the past 3 years. More than 11 million unvetted Biden-Harris illegal immigrants have entered our country from all over the world, 180 countries, including Iran, and let's see, Syria, and China, and Russia, and Yemen, and Venezuela, and other countries don't particularly like us. In a newly discovered video, you're going to love this one. According to Kamala, Trump's emphasis on border security and stopping terrorists was nothing but a vanity project. Take a look.
This is a crisis of the president's own making.
What a fucking joke. Yeah, Biden.
His quest to build a vanity project called the Wall. This is irresponsible. It's the height of irresponsibility.
What a dumb bitch.
The commander-in-chief to suggest that we have to build a wall across our southern border because there are terrorists who are trying to invade the country. It couldn't be farther from the truth.
Kamala, you couldn't be more wrong. I know you don't like the words radical Islamic terrorism, and you don't like the word illegal alien, and when you want every American to have the courage to never use them, take a look at your screen right there. You see the names right there? Those names? Hundreds of individuals on the terrorist watch list. Yeah, by the way, have been encountered trying to
Killing and raping women every day
people
also.
that were murdered by unvetted Harris and Biden illegal immigrants. And these unvetted terrorists, they're in towns and cities and plotting and planning, you know, the next 9/11. The very thing, the Vanity Project. That
Should
was
happen at
already
the convention is my
destroyed.
guess.
Many of these people with terror ties have been released into this country because you have failed this country. It is the single biggest national security failure in our lifetime. And I contend, and I pray to God I'm wrong, that it's not a matter of if, it's when. This country will be
Convention.
attacked because of Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. They already have blood on their hands. Read those names. You know, a Palestinian man on the terror watch list, Kamala, not a vanity project.